Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Yashala. Call Haloim Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakah Kadash for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwathium that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts, man. I know a lot of us in the truth, especially those of us that read scripts and warn the people, we like to prophesy about World War III, the lake of fire and things of such. But it's also another judgment that comes with the day of the Most High. And that's the Most High letting loose all of the beasts that we haven't seen. It's creatures on this planet that we haven't witnessed. Esau might have, I'm sure he has a certain idea of where certain beasts are, but even he don't know it all, right? So this is the book of Job, chapter 18 and verse 11. It says, terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. That's the point I wanted to make right there. The king of terrors. That's the title that the Most High holds. King of terrors. Right? So today's video is going to be on one of his creations called Leviathan. Right? Leviathan is a creature that's spoken of in the scripts that's the most massive beast that the Most High has produced, and it still exists because it's a prophecy that the Most High gonna let that thing loose. Right? But let this video play, then we're gonna go into some precepts. Now, see Esau using the three-headed dragon as a counterpart to who I see as Esau's rendition of Leviathan, right? They call him Godzilla, right? But that dragon is that same old serpent, that same dragon that's spoken of in the book of Malachi, the wicked, right? So this is, and if you watch this film, Godzilla King of, I think it's called King of Monsters or something like that, you will see the symbolism, right? The three-headed dragon, you know what I'm saying, basically conquered all the other dragons, and all the other beasts rather, and sat on the throne on top of a volcano, which is symbolic to a mount, right? Like Mount Sinai, possibly, right? There's a scene where, the dragon let out a roar, spread out his wings, and the three heads just popped up, and you see a cross in the corner of the screen just for no reason. It's just a cross there. So they let you know, Esau let you know where they getting these ideas from, and a lot of their ideas that come on movie screens come from the Bible, right? Let's go further. So she says, long live the king, right? Long live the king. So this is the book of Job, chapter 41 and verse 34. It says, he beholdeth all high things. Speaking about Leviathan. He beholdeth all high things because he's so high up. All right. He is a king over all the children of pride. Leviathan is a king over all the children of pride. Now, when you go into the book of Obadiah, in fact, Obadiah 1, I think 2 and 3, where it says, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. All right, let me make sure that's Obadiah. That might be Malachi. Yeah, that might be Malachi. Yeah, Obadiah. Right. So in Revelation, it speaks about worshiping the image of the beast. All of this is symbolic, man. All of this is symbolic. So this Edomite is choosing to basically, in this film, lay her life down so that Leviathan could have a chance to win the fight. But we understand, those of us that operate in the spirit, it's basically Esau saying, at the end of the day, the Most High gonna reign. And I say we are definitely talking about Israel, speaking as an Edomite, right? We had a nice run, it's over with, but at the end of the day, long live the king, right? So I'm gonna read that precept one more time. Job 41:34. He beholdeth all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. All right. So symbolically, that was the death of Babylon we just witnessed on this video, right? But let's get into these precepts. Speaking about Leviathan, bro. Let's see. Yeah, the Most High don't play, man. The Most High don't play. And it looked like, yeah, any day now. Any day now, Babylon gonna bite the dust, man. And they gonna let all hell loose on this earth as one last hurrah to try to get their agenda across. But it ain't gonna happen. All right, so we're gonna start off in the book of Psalms. Or continue on, rather. In the book of Psalms, chapter 104. And start at verse 24. It says, O Yahweh, how manifold are thy works. In wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. Right? So is this great and wide sea, wherein are things creeping innumerable, both small and great beasts. Right? So the sea is so deep, man, nobody can measure that thing. Esau can guesstimate, but he don't have a clue how deep the sea is. It's parts in the sea and in the ocean that has a sea and an ocean underneath it. Like it looks like a beach underneath the sea with sand and a whole nother level of water. That the creatures that's, I guess you could say, midway in the sea, or that reside at the bottom of the sea, they can't go deeper than that. They'll die. So it's creatures that's at the bottom of the sea that nobody has ever seen. Right? Verse 26 says, there go the ships. There is that Leviathan whom thou hast made to play therein. That's where he plays. Right? It's stuff in the sea, man. Like if you saw it, you'll probably drop dead, to be real with you. And Leviathan is one of those things. It says so in scripture. Matter of fact, let me get there right quick. Let's see. The book of Job, chapter 41. I'm going to start at 1. It says, canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Of course not. He's gigantic. Right? Canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a wire? Or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Right? Leviathan is huge. You can't fish Leviathan. All right? I'm going to drop down to verse 9. It says, behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? People are literally going to be dropping dead just seeing Leviathan. It's creatures that the Most High has created that if you just see these creatures, you'll literally be scared to death. Right? And the Most High is going to unleash these things, man. Let's go further into this. Here's the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Right? Just a side note, what we just read was fire is a spirit, hail is a spirit, famine is a spirit, death is a spirit. When we say the Most High is the Most High of all and everything, that's literal. That ain't figurative. That's a literal thing. Right? It says, all these were created for vengeance, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. That's why we don't see or hear about a Leviathan at all times, because it ain't time to see or hear about a Leviathan. But to be honest with you, we possibly could have. Because, Esau got all these different myths and legends right? That's unexplainable, like the Loch Ness monster, Bermuda Triangle, so forth and so on. This stuff ain't come out of thin air. It had to come from somewhere. Some story had to be told, and then over the process of time, it got changed into the things that we know it as to be now. But those myths and those legends still exist, nevertheless. Right? Let's go a bit further. Let's see. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, and verse 17. It says, "For the almighty hand that made the world of matter without form wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions." All beasts can't be a bear or a lion. It says, "or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or a filthy sense of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes, whereof not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroyeth them." Once again, just looking at these things will scare you to death. And I don't know about you, but me personally, I have never seen a beast or a serpent that can breathe fire. I've never seen it, with the exception of watching it on TV. So that means it ain't time for it to be seen. Probably, I'm almost 100% sure they saw it in the past. Otherwise, those myths and those legends wouldn't exist. Fire breathing dragon, so forth and so on. We can read about that in Bel and the Dragon. All right? That don't mean that they didn't exist. The dodo bird exists. I've never seen one in my life. The only time I've seen a dodo bird was on TV as a cartoon. But they actually existed. They just extinct right now. So many more animals are just extinct right now, or have gone off into hiding. But the Most High said, when that time comes, it's a wrap, man. Right? So let's get a little bit deeper into this, man. Go back to Job. Let's see, chapter 41. But this time we're going to start at verse 10. It says, "None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me?" Right? Who got the nuts to stir up Leviathan, man? Straight like that. Right? Verse 11, "Who hath prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine." Verse 12, "I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment? Or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about." The Most High is the only somebody, is the only being that can make Leviathan move. If you've ever seen a Godzilla moving, man, Godzilla walks through the sea. He's huge, bro. Huge. And that's just an artistic interpretation of what they've gotten out of the scriptures. The real thing would be terrifying, man. All right? Let's go to verse 14. It says, "Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about." All right? Verse 15. "His scales are his pride." shut up together as with a closed seal. Right? One is so near to another that no air can come between them. This beast is impenetrable. You can't shoot him down. You can't stab him. There's nothing created that you can get through if air can't get through it, man. That's indestructible, bro. All right? Let me see. Verse 17, they are joined one to another. They stick together that they cannot be sundered. Right? By his nescings, or by his neesings, a light does shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. That means he got glowing eyes. Right? Verse 19. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. That's a flaming breath. Like I said, man, Esau get a lot of his ideas for movies off of understanding certain ideals in the scriptures. Period, point blank, man. Period, point blank. All right. Let me see. Go to verse 27. Read through 28. So Job 41:27 says, he esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. The arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. This beast is chewing up iron like straw, and brass like rotted wood, man. Nothing, you can't penetrate them. When the Most High lets loose Leviathan, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. Now let's get this. Let's get this. This Most High went in the last script, and we're gonna close out with this one. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, and verse 2. It says, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 1. So this Amos 9:1. I saw Yahweh standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head of all of them. And I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. This is speaking about the day of the Most High. You're not going to be able to escape that. I don't care how much money you got, what your status is, how long you've been prepping, what information you know, it don't matter. If you're not, first and foremost, Yasha'Allah, right, and you have not been seeking the Most High, you have no works and no faith, hey, it's a wrap, man. Verse 2, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. The Most High is going to unleash Leviathan. And there ain't a damn thing you can do to stop it. All right? So, let's get one more script. I like to close out with this one because it's always relevant. All the scripts are relevant. But this one just called out to me a little bit harder. Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and power hath remembered her iniquities. Get your mindset out of Babylon before it's too late. You don't know how much time the Most High got your life attached to. Tomorrow could be your day. Right? So stop wasting time and get about your father business, man. Most High willing, this video and these precepts were edifying. Call Halam Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Hakakadash. Shalom, Yashala, Shalom.